my name's Andy, the Shropshire Angler. Welcome to my channel. A couple of weeks ago I was invited by some friends of mine to an open match at Carneys pools in near Cannock in Stafford. I haven't fished here for a while and it used to be a really good day session. Had a nightmare setting up for this match. In my rush to make sure I'd got everything ready for it, I forgot my side trays, and as you can see from my bump bar at the side, I forgot my little bag that contained my rod rests and all that. But we soldiered on anyway, and it wasn't long before the all-in, before I was into a carp. I was hoping this was going to be a good sign for the day ahead, as I was up against some serious competition. A lot of people fish these matches week in, week out, so you don't really have a lot of chance, because they know the ins and outs of the pool and every peg and what fish is best. But you know, it was just good to have another little go at match fishing. It's been a while since I've been to a match. It's the usual format, 5-hour match, and after the draw, which was a bit disappointing because I was hoping to be in the other lake, as the match was across two of the lake's venues, the Damsel and the Hawker. Me and my friend really fancied to go on the Hawker, but unfortunately it wasn't to be. We both draw on the Damsel. He was on the other side from me, and I was fishing on peg 22. So we were off to a good start. I'd managed to get the fish feeding on the far bank, about 11 metres from where I was. Well, not quite on the far bank, but probably about a metre or so in. I tried trying to catch them shallow to start with, because I was told by a friend of mine who's fished a lot of matches on here over the year that you'll get them shallow or on the deck, and they were showing signs of being on the top when we got here, so I went straight in for shallow. But it just wasn't to be to start with, whether it was the weather, because it was rough weather. So I went in on the deck, hard pellet like my friend suggested, on a band, and we were doing alright. This was about the third or the fourth fish in. It was a good size fish, but I think I got a bit overzealous and trying to bully it in, instead of, you know, taking my time. But sometimes the pressure of when you're fishing a match, and off it came. But we got straight back in there and on to another fish. I don't think that things were helped by the guy was literally diagonally over from the lake from me, who actually ended up winning the match, and him and his friend next to him, they were just a fish a chuck, and they were just coming in thick and fast, and it shouldn't take any notice of it, but I always end up doing, because the trouble is you start watching other people, and if they're doing better than you, it tends to put a bit too much pressure on yourself. But we soldiered on anyway. Well, we got over that loss, and we kept plodding on, and we were getting regular carp. Obviously I was hoping for some of the big boys, because there are some real good fish in there. There is actually 3 pools on the complex, and the Dragonfly, which is the one I fished before, they netted it and took all the carp out of that and put them into here, and that is now a silvers only lake. And then they built the newer lake, the Hawker Lake, which was a snake lake that me and my friend fancied having a go on, but it wasn't to be this time. But I may go back there again, pleasure fishing on it, or maybe another open match. We'll see how it goes. I think I need to get a bit more practice in before that though. On site here there's also a nice little cafe that does you a good cooked breakfast in the morning. There's a good bit of a tackle shop area in there for bait and all that sort of thing, and bits and pieces you might need. It's a fishery only pellet for feeding, so you will have to buy some bags of fishery pellets, but you can use whatever you want on the hook. Luncheon meat is banned, but everything else is okay. There is a limit to 5 pints of any bait, but yeah, it's pretty similar most places you go now. Also on here, they are actually a campsite as well. So if you're not in the area, it'd be good for a holiday here. I think you could have a few days camping or caravanning, and you've got fishing on site. So yeah, it's not bad. They also have events on here, and during the day, I don't know if you'll be able to hear it in the background over the other field, they had some sort of a festival on, so we kind of had some pulsing music in the background. Well, just as we were hoping it might brighten up, the rain started. I don't mind fishing in the rain as long as I'm all set up. It can do what it wants once I'm under my umbrella, and hopefully it stops before I pack up, because nothing worse than trying to load wet gear into a car. But anyway, the carp was still coming, and then we had another major disaster. We had another good carp on, and it took the whole elastic. Yeah, it looked like it snapped at the knot on the puller. So I guess when I get back after this session, I'm going to start checking all my top kits to see how the elastics are faring up. I think it looks like they're all due for a change. So changed over to another top kit, another rig I'd set up at the beginning. I think this one was still on the deck, but I think I changed my bait over to an expander directly on the hook. Started picking up some small stockies, but you can soon build your weight up on that. And also I started feeding the margin to my left. I was already getting a bit of action in there, a bit of tail swirls, a bit of silt being kicked up. So we tried some hard pellets and some expanders in the margins, with a good steady trickle of 4 mils and 6 mils going in over the top, and it wasn't long before that started producing as well. I'm still catching at a fairly steady rate. I was really enjoying the day. I just couldn't get over the rate of some of the anglers, how many fish they were catching and how quickly. Definitely shows I'm more of a pleasure angler than a match angler, but it's nice to have a go every now and again. I'm certainly glad that this venue is going like a lot of other venues nowadays, and they supply the keep nets and the landing nets for matches, and well, they supply the landing nets for any type of fishing. It's to save on you having to dip your own nets and dry them, and saves any cross contamination. But it was certainly handy for me, because I haven't touched my keep nets in a long while, and when I fetched them out of storage, unfortunately a little furry fella had been at them, and a mouse had chewed a big hole in one of them, so I'd have been down to 3 nets anyway. But yeah, it's certainly handy, and saves you having to stink your car out with wet nets as well at the end of the match. may have not been at any risk of winning the match, but I was having a great day. I was catching steady. It was really enjoyable. The hours were ticking by really quick, which is normally a good sign. You're having a good day when the time flies by, and there's nothing worse than a dragging match and you just can't seem to be getting anywhere. I'd also at this point still fishing a bit in the margins, or literally about 3 metres out in front of me, but I'd moved over to my old favourite paste fishing, which it was a bit slow to start, but as soon as they got onto it I was getting a good variety of bites. Not massive carp, but a steady number of carp that would help build up my weight. This was a good, strong fighting fish. I thought it was going to be quite a big one at first, but I had to try and stop it from surging off to the other side of the pool. Some of these small mirrors fight really hard. It's hard to tell whether you've got a huge one or not. Well, the paste was still working well and producing good fish, but there is a certain amount of missed bites you do get with paste fishing, which is unavoidable because of how easy it comes off the hook, obviously, if you strike. Sometimes if they hit it really hard, they knock it off the hook, and that's just the way it is with paste. But I really do love the paste fishing. This one was really going for it. Didn't think I'd get him off the bottom for a while. I wondered what earth it was. Just ploughing nose down into the silt, just not coming up at all. Just trying to make sure I stayed calm and just took my time, as I found earlier on in the match that bullying them in just wasn't going to be the way. You're just going to end up hook pulling or snapping your rigs. A good sized fish, not as big as I thought it was going to be, but with the fight it put up. Just when I thought the paste was slowing up, managed to produce another good carp. This fish was turning out to be a real good one. Fighting so hard, just couldn't get it off the bottom to see what it was. But I hadn't learnt my lesson, had I, from earlier. Started to try and pull it in, and off it came. With the rain drying up and the conditions brightening up a bit, they came back up on the top and I managed to actually start catching some shallow. Just as I thought it was all going to pot with that last good fish I lost. At least I was getting fish in again now though. Catching them shallow in the last hour or so was saving my bacon, getting some more weight back in the net, but I was kicking myself about the 6 or 7 fish I lost. Some of them seemed like really good fish, and that could have been crucial to helping me beat my mate, which was all I was trying to do now. I knew I wasn't going to frame on this and come in the top 3, but I was hoping outside edge I might be able to win a section, or at least try and beat my mate. Now that was my main target, and my old boss, who was the one who invited me in the first place. I was glad to say though, at least I was catching right up till the last minute, which just shows how good a day it was, because I have had matches in the past where you have lull spells and you don't catch anything for a bit, but I mean it was pretty much constant all the way through this match. Really good venue. I'll definitely come here again, pleasure fishing and match fishing. Anyway, time for the weigh-in. Let's see how good I did, or how bad I did, more likely. Well, I tried my best. Wasn't as much as I was hoping for, and unfortunately I didn't beat my mate or my old boss. I was also really gutted to find out the following week Jamie Hughes turned up. I fished a match here and beat the late record. Could have had a selfie, wouldn't mind watching him fish either. Thanks for watching, see you next time.